Good morning. I think it's still morning. Okay, look up here. Look at the camera and say good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Shelly with Art for My Table. Welcome to my kitchen. And this is my daughter. What's your name?
Amira.
Amira. And Amira's going to help me in the kitchen today. And we are bringing to you homemade pesto, fresh in the garden. So I have some lovely basil leaves and that we've been growing in our garden. Actually, I have to give my son all of the credit because he's been the one growing it. But yeah, so we're gonna make some pesto for you today. It's super easy to make by yourself and you can freeze it. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So while we are, before I get started, I just have to put a few notifications into the group. So Amira, maybe you can talk to the people. Can you talk to the people?
Yes.
Okay, you got to look at the camera when you talk to the people. Okay, and don't worry, you will be able to see what I'm doing because I'll switch the camera angle. But for a minute, I'm just going to get my notifications up. So why don't touch the ingredients, but why don't you tell them what we're using? I'll lay it out, okay? Why don't you tell them all about what we're using today?
So today we are using cheese, and we are using leaves.
Basil.
Basil, and then we are using some oil and some
Garlic.
garlic.
And tell them we're going to show them how to peel garlic, a really easy way.
So, do we have to peel it?
Yeah, tell them.
So
No, don't peel it yet because I'm going to loosen the skin. So we're going to teach them a nice, easy way to do that. So I'm here too. All right, I just got to do hi, Kai, and hi, Marissa. Thanks for joining us. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Say hi. Thanks for coming. So
Hi, thanks for
I'm
coming.
just, you can hear my voice, but you can't see me. I'll come over here.
Here, let's just see.
That's better. Okay, so now you know kind of like what's going on. There's not just this empty girl on there. But I got to get my notifications in here, and then we're going to get started. So if you're just joining us, what are we making?
We're making
Starts with a P. Pesto.
pesto.
Woo, sorry guys, my computer's really slow here. Here we go.
Yep, we got it.
Edit, post. Sorry guys, it's coming, it's coming. I always hate this part, but I have to get it on there. Okay, and then, almost done.
So,
What can you tell the people?
I am 6 years old.
Look at the camera.
I am 6 years old, and my favorite thing is probably cooking with my mom, cause I love to clean dishes too.
We got that on video now. I love to clean dishes.
So after I'm going to help my mom, and then at 2 o'clock I'm going to Bible church, and then so my other siblings are at a movie right now, and so yeah, and then I'm having a lot of fun with my mom because she asked me earlier if I wanted to do a blog post with her, and I'm like, yeah, that's so fun. So
That's true. That's what you said. Okay, we'll put this back over here.
Before this, we had a cleaning time.
Yeah, we had like a house cleaning party. And what did we listen to?
The Greatest Showman music.
The Greatest Showman. Okay, so we're going to get started. We are going to be using garlic, basil. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got anxious cook with me. Parmesan cheese and olive oil. So really, it's just 4 ingredients to make homemade pesto. And I'll show you all my tricks and stuff about like how to freeze it. I'm making a double batch, but I did list the recipe in the description of this video. So first things first, the recipe calls for minced garlic, or you can mince it or you can press it. I'm gonna throw mine in whole because I'm actually using a Vitamix today, and it's such a high-powered blender that I don't have to crush this first, okay? And here's how I like to get my garlic peeled. This is really easy when I use a nice big chef's knife. And this is also a great thing if you're feeling a little anxious or like you need to get some aggression out. Just lay it flat, make sure the blade is pointing away from you, okay? And then I'm just gonna use my fist, or you can use your palm, whatever is easier for you, either works, but you're just gonna pound it. And I don't like to do it on my cutting board because my cutting board, well, it feels pretty firm, but sometimes my cutting board got like a little bowed, so it kind of bounces around. So I just do it on my counter. And then Amira is gonna peel those for me, or at least get started on them, and I'm just gonna go through and whack these. So it really should only need one solid whack.
Where do I put these now?
Just set them down next to you, it's fine.
Really,
What did you say?
they smell really good.
Say it nice and loud.
It smells really good.
Yes, it smells really good. We love, love, love garlic. Okay, I smashed my bracelet that time. Actually, yeah, my charm fell off. Whoops-a-daisy, see? The dangers of cooking. If I didn't have to wear so many bracelets, maybe. So you can see how that just really, the peels just come right off. This was like a double. We're gonna get a bonus garlic right here.
Bonus.
Yeah, so the ones that are peeled, I'm just gonna set these right up here on our cutting board for now.
Yes, Mommy.
And wipe this off. I'll move this forward.
This one's
Okay. Thanks for joining us. If you're just tuning in, we're making homemade pesto. Awesome. Is this one peeled? Yep.
I think it is.
Good. So here's all our little garlic strips. So you guys can see how easy that goes. Okay, so I'm going to start putting the things in my blender here.
Can I put this one in?
Yeah, you can do it in just a minute. We're going to put our, actually, yeah, you can put them in. Go ahead and put them in. All right, so, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Okay, we're making pesto. You stay up here. Stay right next to me, so would you like to throw those away for me?
Sure.
Awesome, thank you.
Trash or should I get a compost?
Just put it in the trash for now, okay?
All right.
Half of the peels are on the floor right now. Okay, so we're gonna start with, I told you the recipe's in there. I'm making a double batch today. So typically, I would do 1.5 cups. A normal recipe calls for 1.5 cups of loosely packed basil. So let me show you this. This is loosely packed, okay? It's not in there too tight, but it's also not too loose. So I cut this from the garden, and I rinsed off the leaves, and then we started just taking the leaves off. I don't really have, I mean, there's a little bit of stem, but that's fine. But I don't really have like the stalks in it, so it's just this. And since I'm doubling the recipe, we're gonna actually use 3 cups, okay? So next, why don't you come in a little bit closer to me and you can start putting things in here.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna have you put, oh, here's a quick note too. I'm gonna have you do the oil first.
All right.
Sorry, give me just a second.
Just a second.
Yep, hold on to it right here. You hold your hand right over the bowl, okay? And then pour it all, no, you just need one hand. Pour it all in. Are you holding on to it tight enough? Is that good? Good. And we're just gonna let that hang out there for a minute so we get it all. Okay, next we're gonna put in our basil. So pick these up and start putting them in there. Good, and then while she's doing that, I just wanna give you a note about the recipe. So
do I put in all of it?
Put in all of it, yes, and then you can work on this one. So oftentimes if you are looking up a recipe for basil to freeze, they will tell you not to add the cheese, okay? I've seen it over and over again, but sometimes in the kitchen I just need to be a minimalist, and it would be totally like me to get the basil or get the pesto out of the freezer, and then I would probably forget to add the cheese in after I thawed it out. So I go ahead and I put my cheese in right with it. So I'm not saying this is the right way. You can do whatever floats your boat, but just kind of a heads up in case you've seen that somewhere that you're not supposed to. I couldn't find any reason why you're not supposed to put it in, and I freeze cheese all the time, and I have made this pesto many times with the cheese in it, and it turns out fine. So whatever that's worth. Okay, I just wanted to kind of give you that tip. Okay, so now we're gonna add our cheese. And so, go ahead, dump it all in there. This is a 1/3 cup of cheese, so I'm doing 2/3 cup because I'm doubling the recipe. Olive oil was also 2/3 cups. And then lastly, we just need some pine nuts. Now, pine nuts are delicious. I love them. I toast them and put them on hummus. Look in the camera.
Okay, that one.
That one. Got monitors and stuff. Ooh, I got a comment. Good. So I use the toasted pine nuts, or, well, these aren't toasted, they're raw. But I use pine nuts for lots of different things. I'll toast them and put them on salads. I do a homemade hummus recipe that calls for them on top. So I really enjoy the pine nuts, but here's a heads up. They're pricey. That's why I get them at Costco. Pine nuts are not cheap. So if you want, you can use walnuts. So that's, and you've probably seen that on the internet too, lots of walnut pesto recipes. So that's a choice that you have. Walnuts, I feel like, are still, like, I feel like nuts in general, they're really good for you. So they tend to be kind of pricey, but anyway, yeah, I use the pine nuts, but you can also use walnuts. So they're at least a little bit more cost effective. So we're gonna measure these out now, and it calls for about 1/4. I'm just gonna throw things in the kitchen. It calls, you okay? It calls for 1/4 cup.
Got another comment, Mom.
Okay, I'll read them in just a second. 1/4 cup of pine nuts, so I'm doing a 1/2 cup since I'm doubling the recipe. So having somebody beside me is definitely making me a little disconjointed. So hopefully you're tracking just fine. Okay, so next up, I've got everything in there. I'm gonna put this on here and we will flip our view. I'm gonna answer a couple questions or catch up on comments, and then we'll start blending this. So let's see what else we have. Jessica, hi Jessica. Oh, thank you. I'm not alone, Jessica. Yeah, Jessica says she uses the cheese too, and it's fine. I know. Right? I don't know. Hi, Tina. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Hi, Kai. Marissa. Okay. I think sometimes it just doesn't update me as quickly as I'd like, so I don't know if I got everybody's, but I will definitely come back through them if I missed anything. So if I missed you, just you can retype it or I'll come back through. Okay, so now let's head over to our Vitamix, and we're gonna mix all of this up. You can use a blender, just a regular blender. If you do use a regular blender, I would recommend that instead of throwing the garlic cloves in whole, that you do mince them or press them. And if you're using a food processor, because that's another option, another way to do it, then I would also recommend that you press those or mince those. The Vitamix is just, it's super high powered, and it actually like brings all the ingredients like up and down, and it swirls it around so that every part hits the blade. And so you just can't be sure of that in the other types of blenders. So in my opinion, this thing is worth every cent, because I use it for so many different things, not just pesto, not just smoothies, but so far beyond that. So I'm gonna turn this on. It's gonna get noisy for a minute, so just bear with me. I won't try to talk over it.
Not so bad.
good.
Can't wait to taste it.
I know, it looks so good. You said there was another comment? I don't see one.
I thought, I said.
You thought so? We'll double check.
Yeah.
We'll double check.
I thought I saw a comment, but maybe not.
Maybe here. Hey, Kristen. How are you? Yeah, I don't know what's happening. If you left something, you can just, you know, do it again. I can't even I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know where I am. I totally lost my thing here. Okay, so you can see I was really patient with it. If you notice, some of the leaves and stuff are staying on top, so I just use my tamper and just push that down. But I just get it and kind of slowly go up until it's really swirling and mixing and really good. So, I just love it. It's so nice and bright green. Okay, here we go.
Have a taste?
You can have a taste when we're all done. Is that like the best part is
tasting it?
Tasting it, yes. Okay, Marissa, I totally missed this comment. A tip to make it taste better is to toast the walnuts first. I totally agree. That's a great tip. Thanks for putting it in there. Usually with the pine nuts, I just do them raw, but anytime you toast nuts, it brings out so much more flavor. So, okay, I think we're caught up on that.
Go to the bathroom.
You gotta go to the bathroom? Okay, go. Watch out for the lights and the cords. All right, so now I'll show you how I freeze it. So I would love to know what's your favorite way to eat pesto, or maybe like if you haven't had pesto before, let me know. It's so fresh and I love it in the summer. I actually, I haven't had fresh pesto in a while. I'll tell you a story about that. But here is my tip. Move some stuff out of the way for freezing. I freeze them in ice cube trays. Okay, so this works out perfect. And then, so I'll pour it in the ice cube trays. I'll freeze it, and then I'll take them out of the ice cube trays and put them in just a gallon size or a quart size, depending on how many you have, Ziploc bag, and keep that in the freezer. And then you can just take out whatever you need for whatever recipe you're making. So we love to make, I'll start pouring these in. We love to make zucchini noodles with pesto. There's a recipe on my blog for that. We also love to make, put it on pasta. We like to put it on chicken. We like to put it on pizza. Oh, I love it on pizza. So there's like a million different ways. Now you can see it's kind of, it's kind of thick, which is how it's fine. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. But sometimes just pouring it from here can be a little glop glop and splattery. So I'm just going to use a spoon to kind of fill these up. And each ice cube well here holds about, at least this one, this white one, holds about 1.5 tablespoons. You want to leave, I could squeeze 2 tablespoons in it, but then it will expand in freezing and that won't be cool. So I just kind of keep that in mind. And then,
oh, there's another comment.
Okay. Marissa says, we do the same thing. We also freeze our basil, sage. Yes. I missed the last part. It's delayed on my screen, but yeah, you can freeze all your herbs. You can freeze them straight in oil. And maybe Marissa said something on there about that. And you get to see the whole thing before it popped away. But I'm just going to fill these up. And so depending on what your recipe calls for, that's how you know how many cubes to pull out. These are about 1.5 tablespoons. And what I would do, you know, ice cube trays are different. Like this blue one here actually has different size ice cubes. These are all the same. But this one has like a skinnier one and a wider one, which, why? I don't know why. I think that came from the dollar store. Maybe it's a defect. Anyway, so just measure beforehand, like see how much water it holds in tablespoons, and then you'll know. And then that helps you with whatever you're cooking. So I'm going to tell you a story really quick, and then I'm going to follow up.
There's another one, I think.
I'm going to follow up on my battery's low. Okay, I got to plug in my battery. I totally forgot to plug it in.
I'll do it, Mom.
So, no, honey, you can't because you don't even know where it is. All right, so I better try to wrap this up quickly or try to get my battery. See, I'm too distracted today. I'm totally losing my train of thought. Okay, I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to go out. So just hang with me for a minute while I just plug in my camera. It'll take just a second. Amira, entertain them. Can you tell them a story? Tell them what we're growing in our garden this year.
So we are growing in our garden. We are growing some tomatoes and some peppers and parsley and some.
Look at the camera.
And some. What else, Mom?
Do we have any cucumbers or no?
Yeah, I think cucumbers. Yeah, I think there are, but I don't really know. So we are also growing melon, I think. But in the backyard.
Oh yeah, we have a melon in the backyard.
And then we have some watermelon, I think, or no?
I think. Yeah. I think something got into it. Animal ate it or something. So I don't know. I have no idea what I was talking about before, but my battery's plugged in. We're all good to go.
Good.
So here's what I was going to tell you. I'm so excited about this basil because
I didn't want to eat it.
I think this is I think I've been 3 years without homemade pesto. Did I say I was so excited about this basil? I'm so excited about this pesto. I think it's been a few years because one year I had all my basil, I keep saying basil. I had all my pesto, get with it. I had all my pesto made up and frozen in cubes and in a nice little bag, and it was all in my freezer and yummy. And then we went on vacation. Do you guys know where this is going? So we went on vacation to Universal Studios, and it was in the summer.
Did it get rotten?
Well, here's what happened. We came home. Do you remember this, Amira? We came home, and there was a wretched smell in our kitchen when we walked in. We had been gone for a week, and our refrigerator had broken while we were gone, and our refrigerator / freezer. So all my basil, all my pesto, not my basil, all my pesto was gone. Can you get me a rubber spatula, please?
Rubber?
Yeah. Rubber spatula, thank you. So,
these, Mommy, or
yep, one of those. I don't know which one. Yeah, the black one. Perfect. So that was super sad. And then the next year after that, we planted basil so that I could make more pesto. And guess what happened? My fridge didn't break. My basil didn't grow. I don't know what happened. We're not exactly the greenest thumbs. My son actually is totally in charge of our garden this year. So he gets all the credit for this basil. I was so happy he planted it. So last year something ate it. We had no basil, so no pesto. So I think there was something else that happened too, like another year. I don't know. But anyways, I'm super excited about my pesto now. So you can see, this was a double batch, you guys, and it only filled one ice cube tray. So if you have loads and loads of basil, this is just a great way to use it up and freeze it, and then you can use it all year long. So there's that.
This one.
And I have a ton more basil in my garden. Hopefully you guys could see that. Let me hold it a little lower now. That's better.
The spoon. Yummy.
Okay, so, but the recipe that's on our site, artformytable.com, does have the pesto recipe, and it makes, it makes half as much as this. And you can if you just want to make pasta that night or pizza or something, you want the sauce, you can just go ahead and whip up one batch. And then you'll probably use most of it, but maybe not all of it. Depends how much you enjoy your pesto. So, because it does have a very strong flavor, so I find that a little goes a long way. So you can put it on whatever you want, and then the rest, whatever you don't use, it will keep in the refrigerator for a little while. But one thing is that as soon as that basil is all blended up and everything, then it will start to discolor after a while. So it'll get like a darker green. So don't let that frighten you. It's totally fine to use. Even in my blog post about it, you can see it's kind of a deeper green, and that's just because it takes time to shoot photographs. So it kind of turned as I was doing that. So yeah, let me catch up on comments here.
Mommy.
Oh, Jessica, thank you. Totally.
Didn't the story that you were talking about the pesto?
Tina, you noticed that? Oops on the train? That was you. I was trying to ignore it. I thought maybe you guys would not see it.
Mommy, did you notice? Do you remember when
knocking things over. Knocking things over.
When we on the.
Talk to the camera.
Do
you remember what?
When we were on the trip, and then we came back. The lights went out.
The lights went out too?
Yeah.
Do we not have electricity? I think that was the second time we went, maybe. Oh. You're right. Okay, let's catch up here. So Marissa says, don't add oil when I do the plain basil, sage, or hot peppers. Oh, do you just freeze them like leaves then? I missed the second half of your first one. So, and then she is a star, Jessica. Thank you so much. To prevent it from turning dark, shock it for a second in boiling water, then ice it, and then use. Thanks, Marissa. You're full of great tips. Basil. Oh, basil. That's not the pesto. Okay. Yeah, I think I caught on to that. So, hey, Shane. Shane, you never made pesto? Are you serious? Your next live is going to be pesto, right? I'll let you use my recipe. Okay. It's really a very basic recipe. You could probably find it anywhere on the internet. But come to artfrommytable.com because you love me so much. So leave the leaves when we need to use it in recipes. That's great, Marissa. Thanks for that tip. That's awesome.
I just saw some helps.
You did? Are we, you guys, I have not had this on my face. I've been showing you that the whole time. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Yes, Shane, yeah, you gotta have it. It's so, oh my gosh, it's so crazy delicious. Shane, go ahead and put your page in there so people can link and they can watch your lives.
I see helps.
I know. Yeah, so Shane is awesome, and I've seen a few of his lives. Shane, I apologize. I missed yours last night because I go to bed. I go to bed early. Oh my goodness. I wasn't home last night, but so I went to bed later than normal. But anyway, I'm just like a morning person. But anyway, so Shane does some great live videos too. So if you like to watch cooking in the kitchen, and a couple of times that I've seen him, he's like been playing the ukulele and singing, like to open it up, which I think is adorable, or like really cool. Sorry, Shane, if you don't want to be called adorable, it's not very nice, but I think it's really fun. So I would do that, but I can't because you would turn it off if I did that. Okay, Marissa, not a night owl either. I know, and you know what? So last week. My weeks are blending together. I think it was last week. Yes, last week. My husband and I went to this conference. It was like 3.5 days. And when I say days, I mean 9 a.m. 9 a.m. until 10:30. We were not getting home until 11 o'clock every night. And we were at this thing all day. I'm telling you what, it kicked my behind. It kicked my butt.
Thank you.
I have been so tired, and I've not even been able to get up at my normal, like, early time. So, because I love to get up and when the house is so quiet. If you have kids, you understand that. So, anyway, yeah.
And in the comments.
So, I've been having, like, a hard time. But, thank you, Shane. Oh, I love my online friends. Oh, what am I making the pesto with? So, Tiffany, I'm actually making the pesto with basil, oil, garlic, Parmesan cheese and pine nuts. Is that what you mean? Or did you mean what am I going to put it on? So just in case you mean what am I going to put it on pizza, pasta. We do a lot like spiralized zucchini for the mom and dad of the house who want to be like more low carb. I'll make noodles for the kids, and then I'll do zucchini noodles for Carl and I. Actually, the kids love the zucchini noodles too. But I'll put it on that. Yes, chicken. We'll put it on chicken. And I love it on chicken with like sun-dried tomatoes on top, and then like more cheese, and I love pesto. And the fact that I can have it like fresh is good. Could she mean the Vitamix? Maybe. Angela says she loves Shane. He had a small difficult glitch on his last show. Can't wait to try his 2-ingredient berry sorbet recipe. Ooh, like great minds think alike, right? Because I've been in the works on a little sorbet. I also have a mocktail recipe coming up too. But now listen, if you drink, throw some alcohol in there. I was gonna say whatever floats your boat. Vodka, rum, tequila, whatever. Yeah. It really could be. It could be like a daiquiri mocktail, or it could be a margarita mocktail. Kind of depends. It really just has like awesome flavor. So I was working on that yesterday, getting it photographed. So that's coming up soon. Yeah. Okay. So I think I caught all the comments. I think that's it. Marissa, you'd rather do yard work than sit and listen. What are you talking about? I must have missed something. Okay, Tiffany wanted the ingredients. Perfect.
Daddy?
And I don't know why this just won't show me everything. You want both of those. It's all good. It's all good.
Both of...
That's Mr. Shane. Mr. Shane said, I want both of those. So I'm using a webcam, and so I've got little... I have a little monitor here, and then I look on my Facebook page so I can read the comments. So that's what's going on here if I'm not looking. So... Yeah, Marissa, I was tired from the conference. Is that what you're talking about? So for my fellow Facebook people or live people, bloggers, influencers, whatever, how can I see all the comments coming in? Because it just cuts off and keeps scrolling. Anybody have any idea? I've been doing like lives for like a year and I can't figure this out. So anyway, okay. I think that's it. So a couple of things in the description. You can, okay. She's a great reader too. We learned how to read this year. So you can, if you want to get recipes in your email box, you can feel free to sign up for my weekly cooking club, and it will come out directly to your mailbox, and there'll be recipes every week. And then also I do a little thank you gift if you choose to sign up. I have a book of super smoothies. So they are all made with delicious, healthy ingredients, and they are fantastic. Some of them totally taste like dessert. They're amazing. And so that comes to you for absolutely free. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. I do more videos over there that you may not see here. And of course, check out the blog. So artformytable.com. And did I miss anything? You got, what's on your face here, girl? All right.
I don't see anything.
So I think that's it.
Yes, Will.
Oh, okay, good. So you guys are talking about Shane's thing, so that's awesome. Cool. Good, good, good. All right, you got to pack. Marissa, where are you going? We're actually headed out of town this week too, so woo woo.
We are going to what's it called, Mom?
Kansas?
And then we need to pack today. Because we're leaving tomorrow.
And then what else do we have to do?
We have to, I'm going to buy the torch with the other kids. And then...
House cleaning party. Got to clean the house. So you come home to a clean house. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us today. And I will see you next time. Have an awesome week. Take care. Oh, look at all those hearts and things. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing.
Mommy.